Hello everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video because I'm here waiting for my medicine for a prescription pickup. I know that's TMI, but I'm a talker. But anyways, this video, I wanted to make a video in reference to things that's just lately been happening from 2020 to 21. The first, I want to ask you guys a question. Anybody that's been a target, have you contracted COVID? Or, I know people within my family that have contracted it. The reason why I'm asking, has anybody that's been classified as a target individual contracted COVID? Because it's very interesting to me, because I feel like COVID is a psychological attack more than it is a physical attack. Yes, it attacks the body physically. However, a lot of people that I know that have it stated that it affected them more so mentally, because it started to mess with their mental process, meaning some of them became weakened within their faith, that they wanted to give up because the effect they had on their body caused them to mentally be drained. And then some people said that it affected their memory, where they feel like they was lost and confused and that they wasn't in their right state of mind. So that's the only reason why I asked that, because I feel like as a target individual, we already been through this psychological warfare for so long that we don't possess fear as easily as other people around us. So when we heard the COVID can do this, can do that, can cause this, can that, we still wasn't scared. We still was like, okay, if it happened, we gonna fight through it, stuff like that, right? So that's why I was just wondering, like, did anybody ever contract COVID or anything like that, so we can know, is it a target thing? Are we protected? Because a lot of people say it's a spiritual warfare as well, in that we are being targeted due to the spiritual warfare. So I'm just wondering, curious, things that go home. But also, I wanted to bring up the topic that's been going on. The guy, a rapper, I do listen to all types of music. I used to follow this guy. His name is T.I. They call him Tip. He's a rapper in the industry from Atlanta. They call him the king of the South. Okay. Not all rappers maintain a lifestyle that's only violence, drugs. This man was out there being an activist. This man was out there donating money, opening up schools. I always see him involved in the community. So that's what draw my attention to people like that. And when he speaks with intelligence. However, it's now in the mainstream that he may be a part of scandals as far as attacking women in an abusive manner, predator activities against minors. Okay? And the reason why I want to bring this to your attention, because a lot of these things are unfolding. We don't know what's real and what's not real. And as us being targeted, we live in a society where we know for fact that they will slander your name for you doing good, or slander your name for you going against them. And like I said, only reason why it's hard for me to believe it, because I do see this man in the front line. All of a sudden, this man, he went against one of the governors and said something negative, and all of a sudden the news lines hit, boom, this man is abusive towards women. This man assaults women. This man tries to prey on 16-year-old girls. And he probably did in his early ages of being a rapper, but sometimes you do mature. And I'm not making excuses for this man, because I don't know what's true and what's real. But if it happened, it could have happened in his early days, because money speaks power. And when these rappers do get money, you know what they do with it. They use that money to lure in young women, to set, and to control power by doing whatever they want to do to make them do this. And they talk to you any kind of way, because they feel like, who are you to go against me? I'm so and so. That fame goes to their head. And if you're very immature at that standpoint, you will let it get to you in the limelight. I remember my uncle used to produce music, and I used to go to the studio with him. I seen it hands on how they can be, but because I was with my uncle, they didn't treat me like that. And my uncle's with some like heavy hitters. If I don't want to say their name, because I don't want to expose their industry, but yeah, they smoke, they drink in the studio. It's pretty much not security. I went to some rappers' homes before when I was younger because I used to drive my uncle around. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, oh, uncle, I want to meet so and so. Can I go? And he would let me go. My uncle did some music like, dang, if I say the music, y'all gonna know exactly who this person is. And we're from Long Beach. Put two and two together. And we went to these people, went to their house, met them. They act normal. But you do see it is always partying, partying. I've seen this with my own eyes. This is not a he say, she say stuff. But my uncle was always there, be like, she's with me. She can't drink. She can't smoke, you know? And they passing smoke in front of you, big bags, like Ziploc bags, okay? And I'm seeing this at a young age, you know, but I was with my uncle, you know, so and we would just, everybody used the halo code. When I say that in psychology, they call it the halo effect because anybody that's seen on a higher pedestal, they automatically give them the halo effect. And so, like your parents and all, they be like, oh, you going to see so and so? Though that's fine. But if I was just going to see anybody regular, I don't think my parents would have been okay with that. But because this person had a platform, you know, they was like, oh, okay, yeah, you can go. You know, my mom knew it wasn't like I snuck in there. And I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm just saying, like, even as you ever look at TV shows or interviews and read, like, why did the mama let her go with R. Kelly? Because unfortunately, you get this halo effect, which is a psychology term, meaning that you automatically assume these people are good because of the success that they achieved, that they're good people, they got money. Why would they behave in a misconduct? Some people really do think that. But also want to read you the scripture so that we can all think with a conscious mind and try to put two and two together. A lot of bad is going on right now and it's being exposed. I feel like it's like the devil and God are playing chess. It's like checkmate. The devil's getting his people lined up. God is getting his people lined up. Checkmate, grabbing them. Checkmate, grabbing them here. People are dying, good or bad. Good or dying because God, like, I got to build my army in heaven or whatever you guys call it, above or beyond, whatever you want to reference it to. I got to build my people up because we in a spiritual warfare. So I need them to be able to fight spiritually. And then also you have the ones on ground like us that he got to build us up. That's why we've been attacked. Because, you know, like in John 15:18, it says, if the world hates you, understand that it hated me first. Meaning like the world hated Yeshua, Jesus, Yeshima, whoever you guys classify as your God first, meaning that now it's our turn to be hated in his namesake. Because it also says, if you were of the world, it will love you as its own. Instead, the world hates you because you are not of the world, right? And that one's in John 15:19. Okay. And so it says further on in Revelations, and I think we're hitting the book of Revelations if you read it. It says, but the one who overcomes and continues in my work until the end, I will give you authority over the world. So that's why as target individuals, we go through so much. And is it a spiritual warfare? Because we are being hated in his name. We're being hated because we're not scared to preach the gospel. We're being hated because we are not scared to tell people right and from wrong. And we rather be alone. We don't care if you don't like us or not. Okay, because there's too many people that want to be followers, too many trendsetters, too many, I want to be a part of the trend, and we're not a part of that. And so, like, going back to the topic of asking, like, did this man really attempt all these attacks on these people, or is he in our shoes and being hated by others for God's namesake? Because this man is not scared to say that he is a man of God. He said he don't like going to church for reasons because because he is a celebrity, they do ask him for a lot of money. That was recently a topic that was said about 3 weeks ago from the same man, T.I. And T.I. is very boisterous. And I'm not giving him the halo effect because anybody's capable of anything. Anybody's capable of change. Like, I trust very little people, especially when it comes to my kids. You know, I see the world different than I did years ago. Back in the day, I had more trust for people, but being a target, it put me in a box to trust people less than I did. And I wonder, did God have to do this to me so that I can wake up and stop just being naive to the things around me and believing everything I hear and seeing the world in a different light? And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys like, hey, what do you think? What's your concerns? And then also let us know, have you guys contracted COVID? Because I haven't, knock on wood, it might happen. I feel eventually it's going to happen to everybody because it's one of those things that everybody's going to eventually get it, but you got to fight through it. Um, and so that was my main concern of bringing that out there. Like, what do you guys think about all this stuff that's going on? If you don't know who Ti is, you can just put him in a Google search, and then he'll come up. Put in there the bad things he done. Put in there the good things he done. Pros and cons. Everybody has a past. No, nobody's perfect. And then also I want to talk to you about these tactics that I want you to look out for. Pay attention to people that just randomly come into your home because I feel they try to set a scene to match the slander attacks that they're saying against you. For instance, if they're going around saying you're a criminal, you're bad, you're a drug dealer, like they was proclaiming Breonna Taylor to be, they will set the scene up to make it seem like that is true. I've been having a lot of people used to come to my home soliciting like, oh, I do roofing, or oh, I do this, and I don't ask, but they don't go to everybody else's home on the block. And so that gave me a red flag. Why are they only coming to my home? Okay. And then on top of that, I have a surveillance camera that I can watch from my cell phone. I left my home one day and I looked at my cell phone and there was two guys in like a black truck and then another car in front of the truck with some women in front of it, in front of my house. They don't even live on this block. These people are standing on my grass, drinking and smoking like it's their place of residence. So we at the park exercising, and I looked and I called my sister like, I gotta go home. These people just standing in front of my home like, I need to make sure everything's okay. So I get there, I pull in my driveway backwards so I can see what they're doing. They don't even leave. Most people be like, oh, well, let me leave since the owner of the house is here. No, these people stayed there, you guys, drinking. And then so I refuse to get out of my car. Then they slowly start getting their stuff. But in my head, I'm like, are they portraying like this is their household? So when people do hear the speculations that are neighbors, it fits the criteria that they're proclaiming me to be, And so I never get out the car. But this is a time and a place when you got to say, like, do you care if people think about you? Yes or no? So in this situation, I felt it was a time to care. So I went to my neighbors' homes, the ones that I felt were good people. You can tell in your spirit that they're good people, but being lied to. Forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they do. So they become watchers. There was elderly people in my neighborhood. So I went to their home and said, you guys seen those people at my home? I don't know who they are. They just was there partying and drinking. They left a beer can on my grass. And my neighbor was in shock, like, what? I thought these people were your friend. No, I said, ma'am, I do not partake in that type of company because I have kids. And I said, maybe back in the day, LOL, let her know. And I said, no, I would never partake in having people just sitting in the front of my house drinking and smoking. I have males that I'm raising. And she said, yeah, and they're good boys. I was wondering about that. Excuse me, there's a lot of Carmex. But anyways, and so then I even told her about the traffic. I said, there's this man that sells cars over here, and he has the nerves to park the cars in front of my house and have them come pick up the cars from my house. And I said I had to put a stop to that. And she was like, oh yeah, I seen that. They always do that. So it make it look like I'm a part of that union, like, so it fits the criteria. So it's okay to explain yourself every now and then about what could be leaning to look as if you're partaking in it and you're not. 90%, I don't care what they say about me. I still carry on my duties, daily duties. If I gotta help you, I gotta help you. If I don't, I don't. That's not gonna stop nothing. You like me, you like me. You don't, you don't.